Okay, this is the Space Marine Army. I'm going to be playing the Crimson Fists. Like I said, we have a Gladius Strike Force, straight from the new codex. So, it's got 2 battle demi-companies. That's this area right here. One is being led by a captain in Terminator armor. He has a relic blade and a storm bolter. His battle demi-company has 2 troop selections with just bolters inside the Razorbacks, which become free when you take 2 of these battle demi-companies, which I have. We upgraded them to have one with a las cannon and one with an assault cannon. And then the Devastator squad, just bolters in a Razorback with twin-linked las cannons. There's also an assault squad with that demi-company, which has 2 flamers in a drop pod. And then the 3rd tactical squad in a drop pod with a combi flamer. a combi melta and a melta gun. The Power Fist is just there to recognize the sergeant. He does not actually have the Power Fist. The 2nd battle demi-company is being led by a chaplain in Terminator armor with a storm bolter. He has 2 tactical squads just like the captain does, with bolters inside Razorbacks, one with a las cannon, one with an assault cannon. A Devastator squad in a Razorback with las cannon and just bolters. And then he has a tactical squad in a pod with a combi melta and melta. Again, the Power Fist is not included in the army, it just designates the sergeant. And an assault squad with 2 flamers in a pod. So everything in this part of the army is going to be objective secured. That includes 6 tactical squads, all 5-man. 2 of them are in pods, and 4 of them are in Razorbacks. The 2 Devastator squads in Razorbacks, and then the 2 assault squads in drop pods. They're being joined by the 1st Company Task Force, which is including 3 Stern Guard squads, all identical. All of them have 1 flamer. There's no Power Fist in any of these squads. These are just designating the sergeants. So they're all going to be coming down in drop pods. All of them identical. 10-man, 1 heavy flamer each. And I was going to take Pedro Cantor, but I decided to stay with the theme of the 1st Company just to test this out and see how these Terminators will do. So it's a Terminator squad with an assault cannon. And these guys have Terminator armor, so they can either drop with them or they can go in one of the pods with the assault squads or the tactical squads. We'll see how it goes with the Khorne, see how they deploy. Alright, so that's the army. It's 2,000 points. It's a 2 battle demi-companies and a 1st Company Task Force, which makes it a Gladius Strike Force. Okay, so we're going to use the Crimson Fist New Warlord Trades Table in the White Dwarf. So I'm going to see what the captain has. He has a 6. Scions of Dorn. Your Warlord and all Crimson Fists within 12 inches of him have Fearless. I'm going to re-roll that because he may be going with the Strike Force, the 1st Company Task Force, which is Fearless anyway. So I'm going to get to re-roll that. That's a 4. Expert Instructor. Warlord does not make a shooting attack or run. He can nominate 1 friendly model within 12 inches of him. That model can use the Warlord's ballistic skill. Alright, so he's an Expert Instructor.
Alright, so today we'll be playing Khorne Daemonkin. We'll be using a Blood Host detachment. Start off, we have our Slaughter Cult. We have 2 8-man squads of Bloodletters. We have an 8-man squad of Cultists. 2 squads of Spawn. One squad has 2. We have our 5 Possessed and Rhino. We have our Warlord, who is a strategic genius on the strategic warlord trait table. So we will get +1, seize the initiative, and reroll reserve rolls. We also have a gore pack. So we have 8 flesh hounds, 2 squads of 3 chaos bikes, One has a plasma gun, the other has a melta gun. We have a Lord of Slaughter, a Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury, and we have a Brazen Onslaught. So we have a squad of 4 Terminators with 4 Kami Plasmas and a Power Fist. 4 more Terminators with Kami Meltas and a Power Fist. 3 Terminators with Kami Meltas and a Power Fist. And then we have 2 squads of 3 Blood Crushers with a Blood Hunter in each. And that is our Blood Host detachment.
Okay, so we have deployment. The demons have done a straight line right down the diagonal of this war-torn city. We got the juggernauts, freshly painted up, looking for their first taste of battle. What is that, the Brazen Onslaught?
Yeah.
Then you got your Gore Pack, another one just freshly painted up, getting their first taste. This maniac right here, freshly painted. So we got a lot of new guys making their debut today. Cultist way back here. Here's a nice guy right here. The Lord, right?
Yep. Lord of Slaughter.
Lord of Slaughter. Another freshly painted model. And he's with that whole hounds, right?
Yep.
We've seen these on the channel before, those old deep metal hounds. Another part of the Gore Pack over there, freshly painted up. And then the Possessor inside the Rhino, right?
Yeah.
So we got a nice deployment line here, as close to the edge as possible. Looking at the Space Marines. Got a Razorback with troops over there, tacticals. Another tactical. Another tactical. Got 2 Devastators back in the way back corner. And then another tactical. So all the Razorbacks are deployed for the ground and pound. And you have in reserve all those Terminators, right?
Yep.
3 Terminator squads. And then I have my first company in reserve. We've decided to put the captain and the chaplain with the Terminators. I was going to put them in the assault squad drop pod, but I got that expert instructor, so maybe we'll sacrifice his Stormbolter to give that assault cannon a ballistic skill of 5. We got all these Stern Guard in reserve, and then these tactical and assault squads. These hounds and the Lord on his Juggernaut are going to take the center of the battlefield. It is a night fight. Connor rolled. He wanted to see if it would be a night fight turn 1. So under cover of darkness, the demons of Khorne are moving up. The Lord taking the center of the battlefield in the Imperial Fountain. Alright, so that's everybody. Scout moving up.
Yep.
Alright, so we got the Lord and his hounds. Let's see if we can seize the initiative. We'll roll it by the Imperial Statuary, looking for that luck. Oh, look at that. That's the Emperor's blessing right there. Right within 6 inches of the Imperial statue, we're seizing the initiative. So we'll be able to get a move. Looking out. Something's up. There was movement in the darkness. One of our scouts saw it. And we're able to seize that initiative. So Space Marines have taken turn 1. Okay, so we moved up a couple of these vehicles just to get, we had to move through terrain. That guy passed his terrain test. And we just moved up a bunch of vehicles. This guy stayed where, well, he moved up a little bit just to make sure I have range. And the Deep Strikers, we brought down a Stern Guard. We tried to bring him over here, but he scattered 9 inches towards the enemy. So we deployed out this side right here. We're going to try to get flame and deal some damage to the Lord and his retinue of hounds. So we're going to take him out. We declared the Bloodthirster as the preferred enemy. So this Stern Guard squad dropped They tried to drop back there, but they've rolled forward. But we'll be able to flame right through to get to the Bloodthirster. So all these guys are going to be targeting the Bloodthirster on that first turn before he gets airborne with the preferred enemy special rule. We dropped 2 tactical squads with combi meltas. So this guy is going to come down here to try to get this because we pulled the big game hunter. So if we can't kill the warlord, at least we'll get a vehicle. And these guys tried to deploy here, but scattered back 9 inches. So we have rolled 2 scatterings of 9 inches. Good thing we stayed away from the table edge. But this tactical squad will be able to fire if we get the second shot on the Rhino, if we don't kill it, or these bikes from this gore pack. We're going to use our tactical doctrine from the demi-company so that we can re-roll any to hits with these 2 squads. That includes the meltas. That's a special rule with demi-company. They get a additional tactical doctrine. And I will have one of each of the other ones because of the Gladius Strike Force. So we're going to burn 1 on the first turn. And let's see what we got. Okay, we're going to do a shooting recap here. I was able to kill one of the juggernauts from the Blood Crushers. I missed with the other las cannons, or he made his saves into cover. This unit that called out the preferred enemy on the Bloodthirster was able to bring him down. Between all the shots wounding on 2s, we got the reroll 1s for bolter drill, and we got the reroll 1s for preferred enemy. So what was it, like?
About 8 saves.
You know, like 7 or 9 wounds. He had like 9 to 14 wounds, I'm not sure, but he failed everything. So that Bloodthirster is killed. We also have the vehicle was taken out by the meltas. But the other part of the gore pack over here, he made his jinx saves against these 2 meltas right here that did wound, and none of my bolters got through. So all these guys survived that fire. The hounds took all the shots from this heavy flamer and a bunch of hellfire wounding on 2, the poisoned rounds, and also took the heat from the assault cannons here that were firing. Both of these assault cannons on hounds, and then we were able to take one away with a las cannon shot. But they're still alive, and we did achieve some of our objective cards because we landed over here. Objective 1 was one of the cards that we pulled, so we got that twice, so that's 2 points for that. We got Big Game Hunter by destroying the monstrous creature and the vehicle. He doesn't have any break checks because the things we shot at were fearless. And well, except for the cultists, right? Did they take enough wounds?
You didn't wound any of them.
They didn't get them? Oh, that's right. I failed to wound on him with the flamer against those cultists. And Kingslayer I don't get because that's your warlord. So we were able to get Objective 1 twice and Big Game Hunter for the cards. So we scored 3 points plus first blood by seizing that initiative. Let's see how the Daemonkin reacts. So you're able to get a couple of blood points out of it, right?
Yeah,
the
cool.
Rhino, the Bloodthirster. Who else was wiped out? Nobody else, right? So you start with 1, so you're up to 3 already before you even get to roll for your first turn dice, if you want to use them or not. So we're going on to Khorne Daemonkin, bottom of the turn 1. Okay, so we waited until after the assault phase to film this because the Khorne really do not have much in the terms of shooting. The only shooting that they had was over here. They were snapshots because they had jinked the previous turn. Connor had remembered that. I was asking him, like, why aren't you rolling for your plasma gun? He's like, no chance in me overheat, no sense in trying to overheat, getting the same chance to try to kill myself. So the combat results over there, I lost 1 Marine, and I'm going to have to roll a morale check for them. The Hammer of Wrath took them out. Over here, the Bloodletters, well, the Blood Crushers attempted to charge the Stern Guard and failed.
Twice.
Even with the reroll of Fleet, got a 3, right? 2 times?
4 and a 3.
4 and a 3, and he needed a 7, I believe. Yeah. The Blood Letters got in, though. They took the Wall of Fire hits and bolter rounds. He got some feel no pains, but I was able to do 3 wounds altogether. There was only 2 guys that were remaining from the squad, right?
Yeah.
After all that was said and done.
Yeah, they died from Overwatch. So
they just died from Overwatch, and then the 2 guys got killed in combat, so we consolidated over here. In the middle, my Stern Guard squad was assaulted by these Bloodletters and these Blood Crushers. Blood Crushers, that AP3 weapon is real nice. I knew I was in trouble when my Deep Strike went so far forward with this. He made everything into combat. He had a disordered charge with the Bloodletters against the pod, even though he couldn't affect it, but he got some more Bloodletters in. And between all of them, they were able to wipe out that entire Stern Guard squad. My sergeant was challenged, and he was killed along with 2 others from the champion. And, what was it, the Blood Reaper?
Yeah.
So, the scout, because they scouted, and Connor's, kicking himself, I guess if I didn't seize the initiative, it would have been worth it, but now they couldn't assault, so he had to fall back, and I believe you said you separated the Lord and joined the spawn now?
Yeah.
So the Lord has separated from the Hounds, and he's joining the spawn, which got forward, but only rolled a 1 for their run move. Is there any other run moves you need to make with these guys or anything?
No. They have fleet, though. So
Fleet?
Yeah, fleet.
So what do you roll, another 1?
Yeah.
Alright, so even the fleet isn't making up for anything. So that's how we're standing. The Stern Guard were wiped out, and the Sergeant, so that's 2 blood points.
Yep.
And then you lost your Bloodletters over here, that's 3 blood points.
Yep.
And nothing was killed in the shooting phase, right?
Right.
So you had spent your previous blood points on getting Feel No Pain for your entire army, which did save a couple of guys.
No, I didn't.
It didn't save 1 wound from the Crushers?
No.
No? So he failed his Feel No Pain, so what'd you get, Furious Charge?
For the Slaughter Cult, they got Furious Charge and Rage. So the Bloodletters got Rage, basically.
And what does that give him?
An extra attack on the charge.
Okay, so that might have done, because they killed like 5 guys.
They had 3 attacks each on the charge.
Yeah.
What, they killed 3 over here?
Over here,
They killed 3.
yeah, 3 were killed from this squad, and then I think they killed 5, right?
Yeah,
They did some work.
Yeah, there was only 3 of them in there.
So you got your 2 nice blood tokens from that, and you're back up to 3 blood points already. When you start your turn, you'll get your bonus 1, so you'll actually be at 4. So that's the end of turn 1. We've already seen a lot of carnage. The Bloodthirster was taken off the field by my Alpha Strike with my Stern Guard coming down with the preferred enemy. Night fighting is over. And I have 1 morale check I got to make over here, so let's roll it up. Going to go next to the Aquila. 6, so they're going to hold strong. They only lost 1 guy. Okay, so Connor was able to get Assassinate when you killed my Sergeant, right, from the Stern Guard. And you secured Objective 4, which is in the dead center of the field in the sacred pool, right?
Yep.
For which the penalty is death. So you violated that. We're gonna have to. The penalty is death for going in the sacred pool.
They scattered in there and they just immediately died.
Yep. There's still 2 dogs in there, so we're gonna get them out. All right. So the score is now 4-2 because. Okay, so new arrivals. The Terminators hit dead on. I wanted to put them in a safe spot, so I put them in that open area by the streets. So they came on and be able to target. Got plenty of targets to shoot at over here. Vehicles moved just very slightly. The assault cannon Razorback moved over a little bit to get behind cover over there. Still getting some shots down the line here. This guy moved up a bit just to make sure I have that objective in line. Those Razorbacks pretty much stayed where they were in the backfield. There's 3 of them over there. The 2 Devastators and one of the Tacticals, and this guy moved so they can get a shot through here on the Lord. So we'll be able to shoot the Lord right in the back with the las cannon. New arrival is this assault squad. We scattered wildly back. So we're only going to get a little bit of flamer action on these Bloodletters. The Stern Guard tried to drop over here, scattered again wildly, but we should be able to get some good flame on the bikers and the spawn, and hopefully deal out as much damage as we can this turn. Still got 1 assault in the hopper over there, 1 pod left in reserves. So shooting for Space Marines turn 2. Okay, so shooting phase. The Stern Guard came down here, flamed the bikers, and
saves
that was you failed enough to kill the squad, right? Even with the Feel No Pains.
Yep.
So those guys were wiped out. That fed you another blood point, so you're up to 4. And then over here, I shot the assault cannons, and that's what we did, and then the last cannon over there to finish off these two blood crushers that were remaining. And you didn't, because the last cannon one shot killed one of them, because you couldn't feel no pain against that, because it was double the toughness.
Yep, but it made feel no pains against the assault cannons.
Yep, the assault cannons didn't do it because of the feel no pains, because you start out real hot with the feel no pains. And what happened over here? I gave the expert instructor the assault cannon, and he hit with all his ballistic skills. It actually picked up an extra hit for me because I rolled a 2.
Shot a bunch of las cannons at him too.
And all the las cannons, right? Everything over there fired at the Lord and this squad.
Yep.
And Lord, between the feel no pains and the saves, right?
Yep.
He was able to tank them.
Corruption. And
we did 1 wound on the spawn. Yes. So all that shooting was it 1, 2, 3, 4 las cannons and that whole Terminator squad. 3 las cannons and that Terminator squad. We did 1 wound. So a lot of demon saves and feel no pains. Even the cultists got some feel no pains, right? We killed 2, but one of them came back.
Yep.
So even these guys got on the action.
Here's feel no pain.
Oh, over here, this was a good feel no pain because he was able to look out, sir, here, and between the feel no pain.
Wounds. Yeah, he did 3 wounds overall.
Yeah.
Feel no pain and vulnerable, and I failed to look out, sir. So he took 1 and he took 2.
Because there was a lot of fire that came out here with that bolter drill, rerolling 1s on stern guard, which is a nice new thing for the codex that doesn't require any doctrine or anything. Well, just my bolter drill. So we've pretty much been relying on my bolter. I used the Devastator doctrine for this one, but it really didn't come into play with anything because my Devastators are inside Razorbacks and everything else is twin linked. They really should have, well, who knows what. But bolter drill would have been a nice thing to say. It adds 1 to your, I guess, either ballistic skill or maybe instead of rerolling 1s, reroll 2s when if you use a tactical doctrine. Maybe something like that. I don't know. We can all hope and dream. So the shooting phase didn't go terribly. I did kill a possessed. I killed 2 blood crushers. I wounded 2 blood crushers here. I took out a bike squad. But all those things fed you up to, so you're at 5 blood points before you even start your turn.
Yep.
Which means you'll get a 6th one because you get a bonus one at the start of your turn. So you'll have 6. Is that enough for the Dark Apotheosis, or is that 1 shy?
1 shy.
1 shy.
We still have a combat left.
So we still got assault phase right now. We have a bike squad. I still have a sergeant that could be killed. You have a sergeant that could die. And that's it right now for assaults. So let's go resolve that real quick. Alright, so we got his sergeant swinging.
Miss.
All misses.
Then we have 1 bike has a close combat weapon, the other one has a plasma gun. So they hit twice. And we have 4s. 1 wound.
So we got 1 wound. And the Emperor is protecting us. And I got my sergeant. This is on your sergeant, right? Because of the challenge. 1 hit. And I failed to wound because you have toughness 5. I have 2 other tactical marines. 1 of them hits. And fails to wound because of the toughness 5. So that's a drawn combat over there. And that was the only assault that we had.
Yep.
So you're sitting on 5 blood points, which will make it to 6 when you start your turn. Bottom of turn 2. The Daemonkin coming up. Alright, so I forgot to do my objective cards. I mean, we have them. I just forgot to mention what we achieved. I did pull objective 5 twice. So I secured this one, getting 2 points. And the reason why we dropped over here was to get objective 6 with the assault squad. So I was able to pick up 3 points that turn for all my objectives. And so far everything has just been securing objectives plus big game hunter. So Kingslayer is still out there and Blood and Guts. And I'm actually going to hold on to both of them. I'll be able to pull 2 more cards next turn.
Right here.
Alright, so we got a frag grenade coming in from the Lord right here. So it's going to scatter 3 inches. Looks like it's going to miss everybody.
Is that the direction?
Yep.
So it hit 1 guy or nothing?
Catches 1 guy.
Alright, so I hit 5.
Nothing.
Okay. So now we're going to open up. We're going to fire our plasmas.
This is all the plasma now, right? Coming right in here. This is going to hurt.
So 1. I'm going to use different colors for it gets hot.
Yep. Alright, so we got some serious plasma fire coming on. Chaplain's right in the way, too.
Okay, so 1 overheat. We'll roll that now. Okay, so 1 dies. So 1 guy is dead. And the rest of these hit. 2s. So 5 wounds.
Alright, so I'm looking at 5 saves. They gotta go on this chaplain. Can I have that my dice? So he's gonna tank him until he fails it. Fails 1. So 5. Alright. So he gets a 4 up invulnerable save. He just took his first wound. So now I'm gonna have to do a look out, sir, for the second one, which is successful. It's a 5 up cover save, which I make. Look out, sir, for the second one. The third shot, which is successful. 5 up cover save. Invulnerable save, I mean. So he makes the second one. Another look out, sir. Failed. So now the chaplain has to take this with his 4 plus invulnerable save, which the Emperor has blessed him and he makes. And the last one, look out, sir, which we make. A 5 plus invulnerable save on this guy who's already dove in front of 2 plasma shots for the chaplain. Let's see if he has it in the tank for 1 more. 5 up invulnerable save. He makes it. So this guy's a stud. We'll say it's that guy right there. Alright. So the chaplain took a wound, and the other guys look out, sir, and saved him from all the rest.
Yeah, this guy can see.
Alright, so all these melters are going to come out to the Terminators now?
Yeah. Okay, so 3 hits. Come on, get bolter drill. So 3 wounds.
Hey, at least it's not plasma where you killed yourself. 3 wounds. So it's coming in from this direction. So this is a regular guy. So we're going to make it on this guy right here. Let's see what we got. 5 plus invulnerable save. He makes it. Another one. Oh, so he's dead. And it's going to be another regular guy. This guy that's close to that squad. So a 5 plus invulnerable save for the last melta-gun shot, and he makes it. So we've taken 2 wounds from 2 deep striking Terminator squads. The chaplain's got a wound, and we lost a Terminator. Fortune is on our side. Okay, so the 3 melters firing at point blank range. All 3 hit. All 3 are getting double dice. 1 penetrate.
2 penetrates. 3 penetrations.
So there's no cover. So let's see what happens.
Boom.
A huge explosion.
4 inches.
4 inches, which will catch only 1 guy. And I have 5 guys inside.
Let's see. To get them all.
2 guys. So I'll roll for the 2 Terminators. I need a 4 to wound. They're both wounded.
I catch 2 of you.
And you got 2 of me. So I'm going to make my saves for the Emperor, because the Emperor protects, not that guy. 1 guy's dead.
I'm alive.
Alright, so I'm going to remove this. We'll put the guys down. Okay, so the wreckage here, we lost 1 guy, so I'm going to take him away. And let's see if they're pinned from the explosion and the wreckage. 7, they need an 8, so they're okay. So these guys will be able to move and shoot at full effect next turn. Alright, what else we got?
Charge phase.
Okay, so the Lord, he's in range for charge, right?
Yep, Overwatch.
Alright, we got a lot of shots here for Overwatch. What's what do I got? I got the 1 guy with the assault cannon. No 6s, but I get to re-roll 1s for bolter drill. Nothing. Roll for the tactical doctrine. And then I got 1, 2, 3 storm bolters plus the chaplain storm bolter. And the chaplain, he has the same weapon ballistic skill, so all these need 6s. Well, it doesn't matter for Overwatch. Rerolling 1s for the bolter drill that we get for Imperial Fist doctrine. We picked up a 6 for the Imperial Fist bolter drill. 2 hits, toughness 5, need a 5, can't get it with the storm bolter. So they come in unscathed. They're all right there, so nothing's going to fail. Is the Lord going to issue the challenge?
Yes.
Alright, so who do I want to send forth to accept the challenge?
For death?
We'll send the captain forward for the challenge, because he's the expert instructor.
There's the strategic genius.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? The expert instructor against the strategic genius. All right, let's see what we got.
Do the rest of the charges.
Yeah, let's do the rest of them. What else?
This one.
So I got some Overwatch flames. 2 wall of flame shots from the flamer. Oh my god. 6.
You're going to kill more with your Overwatch.
Yeah. So they're walking into the flames definitely this time. 3.
3 invulnerable saves and feel no pain. Alright, so 1 is dead.
So we killed one with that, and we got a couple of bolt pistols. 3 of them. Picked up a 6. Picked up a wound.
1?
Yep.
Feel no pain. Okay, 1 more.
Yeah. Wall of flame and
All right,
Overwatch kills
let's make
2.
the charge. Alright, we're good. Alright, so they're in there. And then we have over here, we'll charge with the cultist first.
Cultist gonna take the hit.
Yep.
Alright, I have no flamer left in that squad. How many guys I got left?
7.
3, 6, 7. Alright. Alright, here's the first 5. Rerolling 1s for bolter drill. Nothing. And then 2 more. Nothing. Stern guard got caught off guard by the cultists.
Cultists, they're like
Yeah.
best charges.
We were looking at blood crushers. Couldn't get our bolters around fast enough. Alright, so they're going to be in. The blood crushers should be no problem. They're within an inch.
They have fleet.
Yep.
Okay, they're
So everything's going to slam into them over there. And then you got the last thing is the possessed.
Yep. So you can overwatch them.
How many guys I got left here?
5.
5 plus a melter gun.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. And then the big guy will be the melter gun. Get to reroll 1s on the bolters, which is a lot of them here. Couldn't pick up that 6. That's the first time I think that I haven't picked it up.
We're in.
Alright, so the possessed able to make the charge.
And then over here, we have some assaults in the stern guard.
Alright, so it's time to resolve these battles. Let's get rid of the
the
camera. We'll
hounds.
come back after we're done.
1 more charge with the hounds.
Oh, 1 more charge?
Yeah, hounds.
Hounds?
Over here.
Alright, we'll pick up this, a lot of Overwatch here. Alright, so the Chaos Daemonkin. We'll start with the Lord's battle. He challenged the captain accepted. The captain was able to re-roll his hits because of the chaplain in the first round of combat. We got 2. Wounded once, but he made his save. And then he got 2 wounds on me, and I made boxcars for my Iron Halo save. So that was a wash. You killed 1 Terminator and I killed 1 Spawn, right?
Yep.
I did a wound, so that combat is locked. I lost a Terminator Sergeant, and you lost a wound from a Spawn and another Spawn. The Spawn got the 2d6 pick the highest. They had 14 attacks on that charge, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that was a lot of attacks we weathered right there. Tough squad from the shooting and the assault, so they're holding strong. Over here, the stern guard got assaulted by the Spawn and the hounds. We killed 1 hound and didn't lose any men. So that was good. And the Spawn took a wound.
Yep.
He had like, what, 7 attacks on the charge?
Yep.
Over here, the Bloodletters killed 3 assault marines with those AP3 weapons. Those are nice swords. And over here, the Blood Crushers hit the sergeant, killed him. A couple other guys. Chaos didn't do much damage. I mean, the cultists didn't do much damage. But we have a locked up combat over here. Over here, the Chaos Possessed killed 3 guys because they wound up rolling for the AP3 weapons, right?
Yep.
So that was a nice roll for you right there, and killed 3 men, including a sergeant. So that's 2 blood points from sergeants that you just collected on that.
Over this one. This one was a sergeant.
And over here, so 3 blood tights for killing 3 different sergeants. And then these bikers failed. The sergeant killed his sergeant in hand-to-hand combat. I don't have the power fist on there, remember? And I only got him 1-inch consolidation, but these bikers fell back pretty far. So they'll have to rally next turn, or else they're going to maybe possibly get off the board. So we're at the bottom of turn 2. You're up to 4 blood tithe points just from the assault phase alone, right?
Well, 1 from shooting.
And 1 from shooting. Because that's right, you destroyed the Rhino Razorback on the drop.
Yep, and I have some objectives.
So what'd you achieve for objective points?
I got secure objective 3.
Where's
blood
3?
Crushers.
Over here?
Yes.
So you got this one when you summoned these guys and did their little run move. So that's 1.
Number 2 with the Terminators over there.
Number 2, which is by the statue.
Yep. And then number 6 is still contested. Number 1, you have
Number 1, you fell back.
And then I don't think I have double yours because you have 3. So did not achieve supremacy.
Alright, so my objective secured is holding on to a bunch of these, and you don't have an objective secured in your army.
Right, none of them.
Okay, so we're going on to the top of turn 3. And let's see, we got 1 more pod in reserve. Let's see if he comes in. Need a 3. Nope. So the assault squad with 2 flamers is still holding out. So we're just going to go to movement. Okay, so we're going to disembark from all the vehicles this turn. So the tactical squads are all getting out. We're getting out here. Try to kill these Terminators. These guys moved up. Try to kill these Terminators. Because if we kill them, we're going to get a hold of the line. They're the only thing stopping us from achieving that objective. These 3 squads, the tactical squad on the left and the 2 Devastator squads on the right, all moved up and disembarked. That tactical squad from the destroyed Razorback got out. So we're going to hopefully do as much damage as we can to these Terminator squads with our bolter fire and bolter drill. We'll see how effective it is against the best armor in the game, Terminator armor. And everything else is either locked up in combat. So starting to wind down here. Let's take a look and see what we got for shooting. We're going to burn a tactical doctrine. So that'll be the last tactical doctrine. That'll leave us with an assault doctrine at the end to finish it up. So that's let's go on to shooting. Okay, the tactical doctrine was enacted, so it allowed me to reroll everything for tactical squads for hits and shooting. We were able to kill both of these bikes. They failed their saves and their feel no pains, so they were wiped out from that.
Feel no pain this turn.
No feel no pain. Yeah. All right, Meltagun got one of them, right? Yep. All right, our goal was to wipe out Terminator squads. So between everything here, those 2 squads, right? It was just those 2, the assault cannons and the bolters were able to wipe out. That was a 3-man squad?
Yeah, you only need 1 assault cannon.
Only 1 assault cannon? Oh, that's right. The other assault cannon fired over here and wounded one of these guys. So the bolter drill from those 2 tactical squads, nicely done. And then over here we wiped out the other Meltagun squad that had 4 men in it, right?
Yep.
Between the bolter drill and the las cannons. So
yeah,
3 las
one
cannons,
squad.
right?
Yeah.
Those 3 tanks. 2 las cannons.
Yep.
And then the 2 squads focused fire and killed those 4 Terminators. And then we only got 1 over there, right?
Yep.
And that was from one of the Devastators, I guess, got one.
Mm-hmm.
So you started out strong. The first volley, you made all 6 of your saves, and then started going down from there.
Failed 2 every time.
Right? After that, right?
I failed 2 every single
2
time.
a pop. Alright, so that was the shooting phase. You gained a couple more blood points for that one, losing 2 Terminator squads and a bike squad, so 3 more blood points added on.
Okay.
And now we got the assault phase. So let's put the camera down and we'll fix it out and see what we got after that. Recapping assault phase, the stern guard got wiped out by the cultists and the blood crushers, with the cultists doing more of the damage. Didn't they do most of the work?
Yeah, they killed 2.
Yeah.
The blood crushers hit once, that's it.
So the stern guard are wiped out. I held strong against possessed. Where else was there an assault? Over here, the assault marine. We lost 1 guy. We didn't kill anybody, right?
Right.
You caught me, so we're locked up in combat.
Yeah.
Over here, my stern guard.
Oh, yeah,
My stern guard wiped out the spawn and the remaining bloodletters, and then consolidated
the hounds
towards over here and the hounds.
Yeah.
However, this was the fun part. So you had your lord
Yep.
on a juggernaut with the axe of ruin.
Yep.
What is it? Korvath?
Yeah. Warlath.
Korlath. So that axe right there.
It's an axe of corn, so.
And what's its special rule when you roll a 6?
Decapitating blow.
Decapitating blow. So the axe fell from this height, arced down, in the challenge and hit the sergeant and decapitated his head. The captain, that's right. The captain has fallen. Decapitating blow. One shot. He had all 3 wounds too. And he couldn't make that Iron Halo save. He rolled a 3. So the captain has been slain. That's a Slay the Warlord kill. And what, did you have Kingslayer over there?
No.
Did you have anything like Assassinate?
No, I got Assassinate already.
So you're going to get a Blood Tithe point. Not only for that, but you also get to Slay the Warlord. And then the Power Fists killed the spawn. But this captain is no longer on the battlefield. It's my Warlord. So I guess the strategic genius has beaten the tactical, expert tactician? Is that what they called him? I don't even know what they call him.
Drill master or something.
Yeah, something like that. Well, he's gone. And the axe of ruin prevails with the brand new Lord. So the first guy that gets wiped out, the Bloodthirster, he was freshly painted. But this guy, he got his work in. Alright, so you're only up to 6 Blood Tithe points from that?
8.
8. Oh my god.
More like 12 at this point. But
yeah, you know what that means? The Maniac can come back in next turn. Who would he have to come out of? Either Terminator Sergeant?
One of them.
Either him?
Yep.
Right? The cultist champion?
Or the Lord. That's...
And you have a champion over here still?
Yeah.
So one of those 2. Alright, we're going on to... I got some objective points though. I was able to get hold of line because I did wipe out that Terminator squad within 12 inches of my deployment zone. And I secured objective 5 in the same process. So I was able to pick up 2 more objectives. So that brings my total to 3, 6, 7, 8 plus First Blood. That's 9. And what do you got?
I have 4 on Slay the Warlord.
So 9 to 5 going into the bottom of turn 3. And you have 12 blood points to buy a Bloodthirster if you wanted to. Alright, let's see what we got. Okay, so the God of Blood, the Blood God, is summoning back his champion, the Bloodthirster. Who's it going to be, Connor? Is it going to be the Cultist champion? Oh, look at that. You beat me to it. The Cultist champion. Yeah, he did. He just killed 2 Stern Guards, so now he's feeling the blessing of Khorne. There he is with his helmet and his broken whip. So it's a leadership roll.
Yeah.
And what is his leadership? 8?
Yes.
So where are you going to roll it?
Right there. 7.
Oh my god. He's coming on. So the freshly painted model syndrome, first to leave.
Coming back.
Coming back because of the Khorne Daemonkin codex.
Jesus.
What do you have, a big time scatter?
Yeah, 9 inches, but it's alright. Looks like he's walking on right here.
Well, he's flying, right? He's considered in the air.
Swoop mode.
Because he's got the wings.
Oh,
well, unless you don't want him to have wings. If you want him...
He has to.
No, Bloodthirsters have to have wings. That's right. So here he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. And I guess he deserves to be. He looks pretty good for a quick paint job.
Yep.
Alright, well actually it wasn't quick. That took me most of the day. So... that guy's dead now, right?
Yeah, he's removed.
His chest bursts open and the Bloodthirster comes out. So how many points is a Bloodthirster? 250?
Yeah.
Well, that still doesn't...
Doesn't add up to...
It still doesn't add up to 420, I think I have.
No, I think it's more than that.
I wrote it down on a piece of paper.
7 drop pods? No, not 7.
Yeah.
4 drop pods, right?
It was over 400 points of free
I did get blood
transports.
I get that squad.
Yeah, you did summon them. They're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But I think I'm still ahead with 3 points. Alright, movement phase. Alright, we start with the assault phase. This is the worst one out of all of them, right? The worst result. You failed to... I killed somebody on the snap shooting. That's what's amazing. The Overwatch.
Shot the Power Fist in the head.
Yeah, Overwatch killed one guy. And you only killed 2, so he broke and ran. You couldn't sweep him because of the Terminator armor, so he got away. But, this is another bad one because we didn't wound each other. Well, we wounded each other, but everybody made their saves.
No, I didn't wound.
Oh, sorry, because if you would have wounded me, I would have been dead with the sword.
Yeah.
So you didn't wound me, but you made your save.
And the bloodthirster.
And feel no pain, actually, was what you made.
Yeah, you feel pain.
Over here, didn't you kill something? What'd you kill?
The blood crushers came in with Hammer of Wrath.
The Hammer of Wrath just annihilated somebody. It was this little tactical squad that was left over.
Right here.
Yeah.
And
then over here, you wiped out something with these new guys. These were the summoned ones.
Yep, they killed one with Hammer of Wrath, and then the Blood Hunter did 4 wounds by himself.
The Blood Hunter. Maniac. Alright, so you actually accumulated a tremendous amount of points, didn't you? At least blood tithe points. So the blood tithe points are up to what? 4?
Yes.
Alright, now we got...
5. Because I killed...
Because something just happened, the last thing, right?
That's 6, right? Because of the independent character.
Yeah, let's talk about the last thing. Alright, so here we are back in the combat over here with the Lord on the Juggernaut. And now he had to challenge the Chaplain, right?
Yep.
And what happens to the axe? Well, he's got the Axe of Ruin, and the captain had his head decapitated. And you rolled 2 6s this time, right? At initiative 5. And 2 6s, I rolled my Rosaria save, and out of the 2, I failed 1. So the Chaplain's head has been sent flying somewhere, probably into the sacred pool over here, where the captain's head went flying, because it's being filled with skulls for the Skull Throne. So the Chaplain is dead, along with the captain, from a decapitating blow with the Axe of Ruin. So he'll come over here and join the captain. Alright, so let's take a look at the objective pool. You pulled Khorne Cares Not, Secure Objective 1, Supremacy, and Secure Objective 2. What's this Khorne Cares Not?
So, if it increases the amount of points I get by how many units I've killed in my turn, friend or foe. I killed 3 of your units, so I'll get D3 victory points.
Let's roll it up.
Here's D3. Okay.
Alright, so you're getting 1. Did you secure any of the other objectives?
Yes.
That one over there, right?
Yep, I got both of them. Secure objective.
Objective 2.
And then I have 1 to your right with the
And this one?
No,
oh, what one? Over there. Objective number 1. So 3 points this turn.
Yep, and do I have Supremacy? I have the W.
Let's take a look. Supremacy. I have that one over there.
And you have this
and
one.
I have this one because of objective secured. So that's 2 I control. You control 1, 2, 3. You got one over here.
Yep. But not 4.
But not 4. Okay, so we're at the top of turn 4, and my last remaining drop pod automatically enters. I tried to place it here, but it scattered back 11 inches and couldn't fit it on the table wholly, so Khorne gets to place it. He placed it into this corner. We rolled to see if it got jammed up even more on that, or took any additional hull points. It did not. And the assault squad disembarked. So now all of my stuff is on the table. We embarked everything back into their transports. So the Devastators, 5 guys got back in that one, and also that one. We tried to move out of the terrain, got immobilized, and took a hull point on him. He came out okay. The tactical squad over here came out of the terrain. They re-embarked back into the transport. We got back inside this one. They were over there by the objective number 5. So they kind of just shuffled. He took 5, and now he's moving over. We got back inside that one, so all the vehicles are full again. Trying to go after this objective and see if we can kill some of these blood crushers. The stern guard moved up in the middle, and they're going to try to get their shots on the bloodthirster that just got summoned in. See if we could take down him for the second time. I don't think we don't have preferred enemy this time though. Alright, let's go on to shooting. Okay, the shooting saw the bolter took the Terminator out, right?
Yep.
2 shots, 1 hit, 1 wound, got the 1. So my last cannons were able to target the bloodthirster from the Devastator squad. They both aimed this way. So they took some shots, and one of them got a lucky hit and caused a wound because he's still in swoop mode. All of my stern guard fired at him. We didn't get anything. Nothing from the stern guard. 1 wound, but he made the save. We killed some blood crushers between the assault cannons from these two Razorbacks and all the Stormbolters killed the cultists. So that's 2 blood points just from killing the Terminators and the cultists that you got, right?
Yep.
Because those squads were wiped out. So we still have some possessed that are left going into the bottom of turn 4. A couple of these Crushers that have been wounded. And this newly summoned Bloodthirster, those 2 Bloodletters still fighting that assault squad sergeant. He's still hanging in there. Can't seem to get past their 6+ armor save though. And I couldn't achieve any objectives. I have Hold the Line, not Hold the Line. I have Hungry for Glory, and then Kingslayer, and couldn't get it. And Blood and Guts. So we're gonna go into Daemonkin, turn 4. And what do you got for blood tithes?
We have 8.
8 again.
Yeah.
So you'll be up to 9 when you start your turn. So something else can come out. All right, let's see what we got. And the Terminators for the second round failed to wound. The last round, turn 3, we saw the Daemonkin's turn 3. He made all his feel no pains. And then this turn, you made
You didn't wound me.
I didn't even get to wound you with the power fists. Rolled a 1. So we killed 2 in return, but we're fearless from the formation, so we're locked up in combat there. Okay, so Connor elected to summon in 3 more Blood Crushers. The only guy that can summon in demons now is going to be, or the Bloodthirster and the Demon Prince is this guy. But he's got the Axe of Ruin, so if he does die, he's going to have a Bloodthirster come out of him anyway. So Connor went with the summoning these Crushers, and also gave his whole army +1 attack as his second one. Okay, now this one over here, 1 Blood Crusher charging in.
4 hits, 4s to glance. So 2 penetrations and 2 glances. So it's going to be a wreck.
It's going to be a wreck. Let's see. Is there any way to blow it up, or you don't have to?
I don't have any AP.
Okay, so I'm going to bail out and make a leadership check and see if these guys are pinned as they come out of their tank. They're going to be okay. So I'm going to deploy them. Okay, so we got the Bloodletters attacking the sergeant from the assault squad there.
Got 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound. Got him.
Alright, so that's an AP3, so he's dead. So consolidate. You can take him out of there.
Oh, you get to attack too.
Oh, it's simultaneous?
Yeah.
Alright, I get my 2 attacks. We got 1 hit. No wounds.
So he's dead.
Yep.
Blood
That was a
tithe.
long combat. Another
Yep.
blood tithe point.
2 this round. And then we have the Lord, Mr. Terminator.
Alright, let's determine if these Terminators haven't, Power Fist haven't done any damage to him yet. He's hanging on with 1 wound, right?
Yep, 2 hits.
Got another head flying.
1 wound.
Decapitating blow.
Decapitating blow.
So if I don't make this 5 up, we got another skull for the skull throne. Made it. The Terminator. You knew he was going to be resilient. Alright, 2 attacks from him back. 1 hit. 1 wound, and it's a hard one right in the chest.
Makes his sigil of corruption
Oh
save.
man, the sigil of corruption. So he's still alive.
Yep.
So for your tactical objective, Maelstrom mission cards, objective number 3 is yours.
Yep.
And what else?
Blood and guts. Kill an enemy unit in the assault phase.
Okay. So let's go right to turn 5 and see what we got. Space Marines turn 5. Alright, so I had to discard one of my cards, so I discarded Kingslayer. It doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get him. We were able to shoot and kill some Blood Crushers over here. The ones that were summoned, we killed 2 of them. My vehicles that took damage, the whole points. The Lord, with his Axe of Ruin, finally finished off my Terminator. I made 2 of the 3 saves I had to make, 5+. So he was tough. He fought bravely, that Terminator. We were able to do 2 wounds to the Bloodthirster with all these Hellfire rounds. So, what'd you say? If it was any lesser monstrous creature, it would be dead. Because it's a Bloodthirster, it's got 1 more wound hanging on. That 5th wound. The Possessed have to do their attacks against my pod in my turn.
They can't hurt it.
They can't hurt it this turn, only on Furious Charges.
Yep.
Alright, so I feel like I fed you a lot of blood points in that phase.
Yep.
So you're up to 5.
Yep, and then +1 gives us 6.
So you're going into your turn 5, bottom of 5, with 6.
Yep.
And I have 3, 6, 7, 8 objective cards and first blood, so that's 9 points. And how many cards do you have?
I have 9 and Slay the Warlord.
Nice. So this could be the big round where you just pull away.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to hope for another game turn.
Yep.
Let's see what the Daemonkin can do in the bottom of turn 5 with their 6 blood tithe points. Okay, so the Khorne Daemonkin movement. So this guy move up. Did you summon anything?
Oh. Gotta do that.
So we got this movement over here. The Possessed. They're going to try to get to the combat in the middle of the field with the Sacred Pool or the Sacred Fountain. The Lord and the Bloodthirster are putting the Malachi Crunch on the Terminator squad. I guess you got to be. You have to have seen TV in the 80s to know what that means. Malachi Crunch. And that where'd those Bloodletters go? We killed them.
Bloodletters are dead. The Possessed are coming over here to try to declare.
So all we really have is a few units here scattered about. These Blood Crushers are going to try to get Hammer of Wrath on the rear of this vehicle. And you're summoning in another group of 3, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're throwing crack grenades and
Crack grenade from the Lord.
the Lash.
Hits. Doesn't wound. Lash from the Bloodthirster. Hits. Needs a 2.
That's
So-
AP1, right?
Yep. AP2.
So 1 guy's dead.
And now the assault phase. We're going to declare assault over there. That Blood Crusher.
He's in automatically, so I'm going to do Overwatch. Okay, the assault phase. So a challenge here, and you killed 4 guys with your Blood Reaper sword, right?
Yep.
So you got a point for a blood tithe point for killing that sergeant, and I failed morale. You caught me and locked me in, So you're going to get that card, which was psychological warfare. So you got another point, bring it up to 10.
Yep.
So that's going to put you over the top of my 9.
The challenge was Hungry for Glory, so that's 11.
Yep. Oh, you had another. So you had 2 cards.
Yeah.
So you're up 2 by 2. All right. Let's explain what happened over here, because the Bloodthirster charged the Stern Guard, right? Well, first you charged with the Possessed, but I didn't take the bait by overwatching on them because I felt they needed a 12, which they did. They needed a 12 to get in. They didn't roll it even with Fleet. So the second unit that charged me was the Bloodthirster, and he was right in front of the flame, heavy flamer, so he got the wall of fire on him. I only got a 1, right? But I did wound it, and you failed, and you only had 1 wound remaining. So the Bloodthirster died on Overwatch. Then the Lord comes in and takes 2 more heads with decapitating blows. One is a sergeant. The other one was just some random Stern Guard guy that just got in the way of the arc. I don't think the axe actually stopped until it hit the side of this pillar, because he came from the right and just swept 2 heads right off into the sacred pool over here. So this is, I mean, if this was a movie, the thematics of this would be unbelievable. He's cut 2 heads off of my captain and my chaplain. He's severed heads on Terminators. And he just cut 2 Stern Guard heads off. And somehow they've all landed in this pool. If I had little skulls, I'd put them in there. But there's definitely skulls for the Skull Throne happening here. And the good news, we got a wound. He took it and failed it. But unfortunately, the Axe of Korlath, the Axe of Ruin, allows a Bloodthirster to automatically appear. Is it right where he is? Or is it within 6 inches? So let's see what happens. So this guy is removed. He's gone. And then Mr. Bad Boy comes in again. This is his 3rd appearance. That's pretty far.
It looks like a mishap.
It could actually mishap?
Yeah. A deep strike.
Alright, roll it up, see what you got.
4.
So it's just goes back into reserve.
Okay.
So that's the bottom of turn 5. Right now you'd be winning by 2, right? 11 to 9. So we got a roll here for see if the game ends. And the game does end at the end of turn 5 before that Bloodthirster could be summoned by the Axe of Ruin. So we totaled up all the cards before, and Connor has won the game 11 to 9. So let's get the handshake. I'm going to go left-handed because I'm holding the camera. Great game. And too bad the Lord's Bloodthirster didn't come down, but it took, I don't know what, to like turn 3 or 4 we were actually finally able to even the score with the free points, because I started out with about 470 free points of transports.
The difference is you start with the points, and I have to.
Yeah, you got to work your way up.
To get it, yeah.
But it's free points nonetheless, and that's, I still feel that this is that codex. Obviously, the codexes that have come before it have setting a new bar for what 40K in the game is going into as far as getting more models on the table, which I have no problem with. Absolutely have no problem with it. We'll talk about game balance or whatever it is. I'm not even sure if the company even is acknowledging that, but I think they do at some point when they start doing these kind of changes. It's obvious. So whenever a new codex is coming out, there's something that they're getting that is attempting to do 2 things: get more models on the table. No problem. That's their company. That's what they want to do. I'm a hobbyist. I'm all for it. And and trying to get some kind of balance, because the Decurion with the Necrons, they're real tough. The Blood Host, you guys can summon demons. Tyranids, their old codex are able to get Terminagants. I know they're not even close to the points, but they are able to generate more points on the battlefield than you start with. And now this Battle Company. So what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Good game. A lot of death.
There was a lot of death in this game. If this had it had a cinematic feel to it.
Blood God, huh?
Oh my god! I mean, this whole fountain area right here.
How many things actually died in this whole game?
A lot of. Well, let's look over here. This is my dead pile.
I have this plus more from things I summoned actually died.
Yep,
too.
all the summon. You kept pulling from the things that were dead from the summon pool, right?
Yeah. So it was probably about 6 more Blood Crushers.
Yeah. Well, these guys were in These were all embarked in transports, so I had 3 squads, 2 Devastators and 1 Tactical still embarked in transports. 3 of my transports were wrecked or destroyed. All the pods are still intact, but they're just pods. Got a full Stern Guard squad left.
Not full yet.
Oh, he's been damaged. That's right, a couple heads went flying.
2 of them, right?
Lost my leadership. They were gone. I don't know, I'm really enjoying these games. I know that, with this, I like the 2 new codexes battling it out. Both of us are getting free points. Both of us, are playing with more models than would normally be played with in a 2,000 point game as the game goes along. I'm enjoying it.